What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Chris Moore, and in today's video we got a 2022 Hayabusa. For you international guys, it's a 2021 Hayabusa. In America, it's a 2022 Hayabusa. But we have got this thing in the black and copper combination, and this is the brand new bike that we're going to be building up for our new giveaway series. We're going to be putting exhaust on this thing, carbon fiber wheels. But the first thing we're going to do is we are going to paint this bike and get rid of this black and copper. You saw in the last video where we talked about this, but I think this thing would look, it looks good in the black and copper, but to make it unique, to make it special, to make it the perfect More Mafia edition, we are going to get rid of the copper and go with matte black. This thing is going to be black with matte black trim. It is going to look super, super good. We're going to get rid of the chrome also here. And I think this thing is going to be just right. We're going to build this as the ultimate street bike. We're not going to stretch it crazy far, only 4 or 5 inches. So if you like to ride the curves, this thing will be set up perfect for that. Speaking of curves, speaking of riding 4 or 5 inches longer, I got my 2022 Hayabusa on the other side of the shop. It's getting a swing arm today, guys. So we're going to have that thing put together and you'll be able to see what it looks like in this video. Stay with us, guys. Here we go. '22 Busa, bike number 2. This is mine, guys. It is in progress of getting the swing arm put on today. G-Force Racing has supplied us with a swing arm, and my man Dazzling Drew here is getting her all fixed up. He loves that new name I just gave him. But we got this thing going on today. I told you in the last clip that I was gonna be riding 4 or 5 inches. Drew is the one that rides 4 or 5 inches. The Busa is going to be riding 4 or 5 inches longer. That's what I meant to say. Retake on that one. But anyways, guys, we're going to have this thing apart here shortly and got the swing arm going on. Guys, we've ran into a slight problemo. The swing arm we have here, of course, when we ordered it, it's for a Gen 2 Busa because nobody really has stretched Gen 3 Busas or, you know, has a custom spec swing arm part. Anyway, so we just tried the Gen 2 Busa arm because all the other Gen 2 Busa stuff works. Well, anyways, it's the Gen 3 Busa swing arm from the factory is just a hair wider. So it's about almost a ½ inch wider in overall width versus the stock Gen 2 swing arm. So we're gonna have to take our rear brake spacer and we're gonna have to shave this down a little bit in order to make that. I called G-Force Racing, let them know the problems. He's gonna spec that so he has all that correct for the next customer that comes along. Once again, guys, I'm doing all the guinea pig work for you Gen 3 Busa owners to get these things dialed in. But what are you thinking about the way this thing looks? I think I'm gonna shorten it up just a little bit. I may put it in the front hole. It just looks a smidge too long right there. I think I'm gonna go a little shorter. We gotta get Big Country in here on the mill and lathe to shorten this thing up a little bit so we can get this project finished. We're about halfway done with getting the fairings off. We got the tail section off. Now it's time to get the sides and the front end off. This part is kind of scary with a brand spanking new bike. They're so tight. Ooh, it makes you cringe when you pull them apart. Well, that escalated quickly. So we got this, all the gold stuff pretty much off. We're gonna take this chrome and have this wrapped. And we got this thing pretty well tore down. We still gotta get this piece off, and then I gotta get the headlight piece off. This piece right here is not fun to take off. The mirror deletes on these bikes, also super hard to take off. So you gotta disassemble the dash panels and stuff to get to the mirror block offs, or the mirror bolts to do the block offs. Let's go back here and check out the other 22 Busa. Dazzling Drew almost got her finished and ready to go. The length we chose on this thing, I think, turned out to be about perfect. I would say it's probably 4 inches over stock. We will measure in a minute. Big Country is coming tomorrow to finish our brake spacer, modify it, and make it the way we need to. That way everything measures up and mounts perfectly. But I think she turned out real spiffy. All right, guys, finally the 22 Busa is completely butt naked. Yeah, that's right, boys. It is torn completely down. Look at all the screws that it took to take this thing apart. Hopefully I can figure out how to put this back together. Just kidding, I'll do it with my eyes closed. But anyways, we'll have this thing painted up here in a couple days. The biggest issue with this thing, it's not gonna cost that much to paint it, but the labor involved to take this thing apart, oh my God, you have to completely disassemble the whole motorcycle into what you see here just in order to paint those couple little small panels. But I think it's gonna turn out and be worth it in the end. We're gonna have my 22 Busa put back together tomorrow. We're gonna have that final product for you. We'll see you in the morning, boys. All right, guys, finally the project is finished. Took us a little longer than expected. It's always something you run into on these new builds and projects. Big Country got our machine spacer all dialed in, and this thing turned out perfect. Here in the beautiful South Carolina sun, it looks so good. Thanks to Brock's Performance for this nice CT exhaust system, full titanium. G-Force Racing came through in the clutch with the swing arm for the new Busa, and man, I could not be happier with how this thing turned out. We're waiting on the mirror block offs. I can't wait for those to come in, but man, did this stretch turn out to be about perfect. I haven't measured the wheelbase yet, but I'm gonna guess it's about 61 or 62 inches. We're about 3 or 4 inches over stock. You see, I got the swing arm, the adjustment all the way up in the front. We got a lot more we can come back, but when I slid it to the back, it just looked a little funny. I was gonna have to raise it up. The tallest part of the tire was gonna be hitting the lowest part of the tail light. So I wanted to keep it short, keep it up in there. That way we could keep the bike sitting down on the ground. It looks super good. My next project for this thing is gonna be putting a lowering triple tree on it with some carbon fiber handlebars. I'm gonna do that here soon, maybe coming up in the next video. We will see. Hopefully get to take this thing to the track this week, see what it does, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more of these updates on the 2022 Busa project. Smash that like button. Check us out at moremafia.com. If you need any parts for your bike, hit us up. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.